everybody, Teddy LaRose here at Food Mapper X1000. Today, I'm celebrating that I finished off the course. Our course is ready. And I got a prize for that. And so we're going to make a little tiny sheet cake on it. Little tiny, tiny, adorable sheet cake. I got a set, actually, this is the smallest one. And because there aren't that many of us around here, I'm making a small one and I get to test it. We are doing an adventure. In other words, we started off with the recipe and we just changed it. This is what happens every time I try. Okay. They tried it, they kitchen tested. I'm going to do it like that, and I never do. Not anymore. Actually, pretty much right from the beginning. So it works. What we've got here is a butter and sugar mixture. This is, in this case, I'm trying out some, not sugar, I forget the name, you're something ethol or something. And just a little bit of sugar, because to me that straight up non-sugar sweetener is an interesting angle, but we're going to try it mixed with the other, see how it goes. Okay, so this is the typical, you kind of cream them together as best you can, and then we're going to add some eggs. Now, I've got them at room temperature, always a good idea. The recipe I grabbed this from called for 1 egg. I'm going to put 2. See, already changing it, can't help myself. You kind of, with cakes, I found it's good to sort of stay pretty close to the test, whether you've done it or somebody else has done it, or you might come up with something that doesn't rise or something like that. So, I've just got a fork going here, because I was smashing the buttered mixture together with that, but I'm going to use the spatula. So you heard it beeping while the music was playing. That was the oven. I used to forget to preheat it, and that's fine for some things that don't mind sitting around like cookies, but cakes like to go right in. So highly recommended if you're doing a cake-like thing or a muffin or something, quick bread, go ahead and remember to preheat your oven. It's not the end of the world. I one time had 3 huge cakes, and I'm talking huge to me. I had 14-inch cakes. We were doing a giant conference, and I would bake them in advance, not too far in advance, but like in the afternoon for an evening party. And I completely forgot to turn the oven on. I mean, I put them in, we were good. I came back to it, and they'd been sitting there for like, I don't know, an hour, just sitting there. Went ahead anyway, they were fine. I wouldn't recommend it though. It might not work with some things, especially if they don't have eggs, which is one of the things we did there. Okay, now we're going to add the happy magic ingredient, sour cream. I've got about 1/4 of a cup here for this. I'm trying to make a small batch. This is like a really small batch. Because you saw the tiny thing. So we're whipping that in. It's pretty creamy. If you have a mixer, you can do it that way. I like using my hand. I like the feel of it. We're going to put some vanilla in there, just because I like it. There's that. It's going to be kind of spicy, so I'm not going to dominate it with vanilla, but I love to put it in and have a kind of complicated mix. We've got a secret plan here today, my own special spicing for part of it. It's a secret. It'll be fabulous, I think. Okay, but not yet, though. This is not the secret yet. Okay, now, in this bowl, I've whisked together flour, baking soda, and salt, baking powder and salt. And then we're going to combine. You can do one into the other. In this case, I'm going to pour this one into this one. And now's the time you want it to incorporate well, but you don't have to like beat the dickens out of that. You can just kind of fold around like this. It's going to be very pretty. It's kind of yellow, like a yellow cake. Smells good. Okay, this is good. Now then, let's see how we did here. Oh, so cute. Okay, shall I come over here? I mean, I don't know. This might be better. It's not as bright, but I think I might have done fine on the amount. So one really marvelous thing to me is when you do this a bunch, like let's say you have conferences where the trays were probably, I don't know, a couple feet long and a foot wide, something like huge. You have to cue up your batter with your pan, but the same goes in any direction. So the thing about the nice sheet pans that I really appreciate are you don't have to cook the cake as long because you can see it's not as thick. Okay, this is a nice thick batter. You can see that. And just, you know, the idea to get it out to the edge. Now, here's the cool part. We're going to do this really cool thing. I made this mixture that has special spices in them. One of them is cinnamon. Oh, I'll let you in on the secret. It's got cardamom in here, as well as just a touch of Chinese 5 spices. Just like hardly any. And the 5 spices are usually used in a savory way. You're just watching me do this while I say. But they have a lot of sweet spices in there. It's a combination of like cinnamon and fennel and some pungent things like black pepper. I forget all the rest, but I used it just a tiny bit. And it's the kind of thing where it's sort of like salt in a sweet batter. This has salt in it. Almost every sweet thing I make has salt in it. And now and then I'll go to an ethnic place. Like one time I was in a wonderful, one of my favorite stores on earth, where it's a Persian and Middle Eastern kind of thing. And they made a bread which was unbelievable, had saffron and everything, but they didn't put salt in it. And because I'm used to that, I kind of felt like, something's missing, so I always would put salted butter on it. But it's, you know, sort of it's a different ways that different cultures approach desserts. I don't think they put salt too much in Indian desserts either. Okay, now you can see this is sort of sticky stuff. This that I'm putting in is a brown sugar, spice, and butter mix. And we're just going to let it kind of not overdo it. I've loved lately not over mixing stuff and kind of watching it behave in ways with each other. Oh, you can see how neat that is. You want everybody to get some of that kind of interestingly nice part. At the same time, if you don't overmix it. Okay, look at that. Yummy, yum. Okay, we're going to put this in for 20 minutes. We'll let you know how it goes sometime. Bye, guys.